Hello guys, welcome to In 5 Minutes. Today we would be starting with the operating system design. Basically, a same topic would be continued as later on models of operating system. But this particular thing is very important because on what various models are built is two basic things. What are two basic things? Number one is the policy, which we talk about, and second is mechanism. Obvious in the first hearing of policy and mechanism, it is confusing. What do you mean by policy? I mean, we know LIC policy, which your father or your parent might have taken. Mechanism is something which works. What is the connection? Okay, let's try to understand in an easier way. Policy basically would target what you want OS to do. Similarly, on the other hand, when we talk about mechanism, it will talk about how to do. If we try to understand in a slightly different manner, when it comes to policy, it exists between the user and the operating system. When it comes to mechanism, it exists between the OS and the hardware. Now, when you say user and OS, it is always about what. That includes what features user need, what control user needs, what are the wishes in terms of GUI, in terms of look and feel, everything. But the more difficult part is how to achieve this. Because when it comes to user and OS, we are mainly talking in terms of software. When it comes to OS and hardware, we are mainly talking in terms of API. API, a new word, application programming interface, is a way operating system is going to communicate with the hardware using a low-level system calls. About API and system calls, we have the next lecture in which we will be discussing. But right now, to understand, whenever we are designing any operating system, we keep two things in mind. The policy, which always talks about what to do, and the mechanism, which always talks about how to do. Why things are important? Because user may wish for some particular feature, but it is always important to understand how these features can be supported by the hardware. For instance, many of us might want to write it in air and let operating system understand what we are doing. A technical term for that is a gesture recognition, which is today available with most of the higher end sets. You can pick up and cut the call just moving from left to right or right to left. Initially, operating or picking a phone from a hand was the policy, which means user wanted it to do. But we needed a special senses, or something similar to your front end camera, which will only detect whether the hand is moving from left to right. So user had a policy need, or rather what to do, and the operating system achieved how to do. Mapping both the things, that includes the policy and mechanism together, would create a complete operating system design. So most of the time when we design operating system, let it be a layer, let it be kernel based, or let it be some different type of OS which we will be discerning, the most important thing is always to map the policy and the mechanism together so that we can make OS completely. Most of the time this is 100%. But again, this is subjected to the availability because user may need a lot of stuff. No, as a human, we have a tendency to wish for something more, but we should have a supporting hardware. We are still working for it. And as we said in earlier lecture, evolving is one of the basic objective of operating system is to come and improve in some better. So basically, we are talking about the policy and mechanism in terms of mapping. That's it. Thanks for watching this video.